Folks, check it out. Today we are talking about the Flipoo from Pel-c. This is a newer company that I've taken note of because they released a new slider that had this really interesting kind of geometric, what would you call this even? This machining of lines, where now you look at it in one way, doesn't look like anything, and you turn it and you can see their name. It's really cool. They've got one of these sliders. I got this one because I didn't know if it would be any good, so I didn't want to invest too much, because they've got one that really is beautiful that's got this all over the entire front shell. I'll put a picture right there. Pretty gorgeous looking, but it was like at least $100 more expensive than just this one. And now I saw G1 released one that's a more simpler version, and it's actually even cheaper than both of these options. And it's just a plain front. So like you see this little window for the ball. It's just has that plain, and then says Pel-c in the on the side there. This is a really cool piece though, and let's give it a listen here. Super interesting. I really like this piece. Now, this is another piece incorporating the, somebody called them buckyballs, and I had totally forgotten about the buckyballs. That's exactly what they are. They're magnetic buckyballs. If you remember those, they were like, there was the cube at one point that was just little magnetized balls. I think you can still get some of them, but they were like outlawed because kids were swallowing them, and it wasn't a good situation. So I just recently reviewed the Core Wave that had the magnetic ball inside that would bounce around, and also the mechanical feature of it. So this is stainless steel. Let's pop her open now. Very easily. Top part is just a magnetic lid. This is perfect because these balls are the part that you're probably going to want to change out the most. But let's take a look at the mechanism here. So you've got two magnets inside. On the underside is the ball and spring that's riding on this track. Excuse me. And then on the sides here, you can see you've got kind of a looser sawtooth design, and then a denser one on this side. So let's see. Cool. Now, just get something, this is magnetic. Pop that in there, I can pull those out, and then you'll see that it's going to ride with no sound. Oop, they're quick to jump in there. The other thing is you can just have one, and now you've got just a standard little quieter. Maybe not necessarily quiet, but it's not as wild sounding. And then here's the dense side. All right. Now I like the sound of both of them together. I think that's really nice. But let's take it apart first so I can show you guys what it looks like in there. And I think this uses the same size hex bit as the Chenyu Guardian. This is like a T4 or something like that. So 2 screws. Cool. I do like that feature of the basement. Right? Pop that off, pop that off. Set that down there. Now you can see this little small piece is what's kind of keeping that all in there. And this one says it's numbered Jarvis. I'm not, I don't know, totally sure what that means. I'm thinking like Tony Stark or something. And then you flip it over, and it's actually magnetized because of the 2 magnets on the side. That spring and this ball are held in there, and they're not coming out. So it's kind of cool because you take it apart and stuff doesn't go flying everywhere. It's all pretty locked in. And so this piece here sits right on, or sits right inside that piece. This was the only tough thing about taking this apart that you just got to be very mindful of, is the magnets want to magnetize, or the screws want to magnetize. Put that in there. Bam. And then it came with a bunch of different balls. A couple of these look like they've been through hell, but I did buy it secondhand. So some glass balls and some Teflon balls. Now you can put those in there and they'll just shake in there because obviously they're not interacting with the magnets. But sometimes the buckyball will push it to interact with those saw teeth on the side. So not a quiet one, but a very cool fidget. So there you go, folks. The Flipoo by Pel-c. Really cool. Thanks, everybody.